In the vast ocean of the internet, where personalities thrive and legions of fans hang on their every word, there exists a chilling tale. Today we venture deep into the treacherous waters, exploring the dark underbelly of the online world, where content creators take an unexpected turn and transform into something sinister. Welcome to the mesmerizing realm of YouTubers who became criminals, once celebrated as beacons of entertainment, captivating the hearts of millions across the globe. However, concealed behind the glitz and glamour, a haunting metamorphosis took place, leaving their followers in a state of shock and disbelief. From high-profile frauds and scams to shocking acts of violence, we shall delve into the cases that rattled the YouTube community to its core. Today we embark on a perilous journey, peeling back the layers of their public personas, revealing the untold stories of those who succumbed to temptation, corruption and criminality. Brace yourself for a riveting voyage into the abyss, where fame and fortune collide with corruption and criminality. If you're unfamiliar with what an iceberg is basically a tier list but presented in the form of an iceberg. It represents a group of information typically in the form of an iceberg. It starts at the tip of the iceberg and then it goes right down to the hidden abyss. A lot of icebergs are made differently. Some icebergs rank the information from the most known to the least known. So from the tip of the iceberg being the most known and the abyss of the iceberg being information that is not widely known. However, in my video I'm going to rank these YouTubers from the least severe crimes to the most severe crimes. For example, being intoxicated in public to even mass M. Yes, people who were YouTubers have gone on to commit mass M. Some of the people from my last iceberg and this iceberg actually align because being a predator is criminal. I will still talk about these people in this iceberg for the people who haven't watched my other iceberg. A lot of the people in the lower tiers of the icebergs are predators. These people have been arrested, which have led to convictions. There's other YouTubers who have been proven and accused to being predators but have not been arrested and not been convicted, and they are not on this iceberg because they are not officially criminals. Even though they are criminals, they are not criminals by law. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. We're aiming for 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and enjoy the video. This is the YouTubers who became criminal iceberg. The tip of the iceberg, King Sid. Jason Sid, also known as King Sid, is a YouTuber who's best known for his pranks and challenge videos, which has garnered him millions of subscribers. But it was one of these challenge videos that resulted in him having a run-in with the law. King Sid was charged with the misuse of 911, a third-degree felony, after he did a fake coke prank. It was reported that Sid set up a video to bait the police to see if they would get aggressive with him and his friends. In this video, Sid pretended to have coke on him, but instead he had Coca-Cola. But the police did not find this too funny. Rush Swift, or Rushdan Abdullah, is a YouTuber who makes videos centered around cars and his love for them, but it's the same love that got him caught in the passenger side of the law. That one was pretty funny. The Irvine Police Department arrested a 26-year-old and 4 others in 2021 on suspicion of conspiracy to participate in illegal street races across Orange County. Prosecutors say the men have held the races through Irvine, Trustin, Lake Forest and Foothill Ranch, predominantly on the 24th and 26th tollway, racing at speeds of up to 160 miles per hour. This resulted in Rush being charged with 12 misdemeanors and 6 felony charges. Dylan Brunch. Dylan Brunch is a very stupid YouTuber who in 2018 thought it would be a good idea to travel to Disney World Orlando and film an active shooter prank. He ran around the resort desperately warning guests that there was an active shooter on the property, causing mass panic and mass hysteria. After everyone found out this wasn't true, this didn't go down too well with the staff or the police or the people who were involved. He was confronted by the staff where he admitted it was a hoax, claiming it was a social experiment or a prank. He was quickly arrested on 3 charges of disturbance of the peace and public intoxication, which he received a hefty 3 days in prison. White Boy 7th Street. Alex, or White Boy 7th Street, is a gaming YouTuber and live streamer who has been a victim of multiple swatting. Swatting is an internet prank or crime where someone calls 911 anonymously and reports a fake emergency, which causes law enforcement or a SWAT team to be dispatched to the address, which has resulted in people losing their lives. But on August 17th, during a swatting, he was arrested after Plainfield police said they entered his house in response to a false report of an armed, vulnerable person, only to find 30 grams of weed inside his house. Alex and his housemate Kelly Pop both face felony charges of possession of marijuana with intent to deliver, but the prosecutors have taken a second look and decided to drop the charges due to the unique set of circumstances that led to the police to discover the marijuana. This meant that the evidence might not have survived the motion to suppress. FaZe Banks. Richard Benston, more commonly known as FaZe Banks, is an American YouTuber from Boston, Massachusetts. He's one of the founders and owners of one of the former leading esports organization FaZe. While on vacation with his girlfriend at the time in 2018, they They were arrested for driving a car without an international license, which resulted in them having the vehicle seized and they were detained for a couple hours. Sam Pepper. Sam Pepper is possibly the most hated creator to ever grace this platform. It's not really surprising though watching his older videos, which are borderline assault and just plain weird. However, in one of his live streams, Sam and Ice Poseidon attempted to sneak into a convention using a fake Fortnite pinata as a Trojan horse. And this worked for a while, until it didn't. They were both eventually caught, detained and arrested. Lindsay Ellis. Lindsay Carol Ellis is an American media critic, film critic, author, YouTuber / video essayist who is actually retired from the platform. In 2017, Lindsay was arrested for public intoxication. It was said that it was because she had a little too much to drink at a bachelorette party. Brandon Carter. Brandon Carter is a fitness YouTuber who is quite popular on the platform. In 2017, he and his friend Connor Murphy had the idea for a prank. The prank was they would pretend to have a disagreement and would break into a fight, which would then transition into a dance battle. But before they could even get to the dance sequence, they were tackled by the police and arrested. Brandon was placed in jail for resisting arrest, but the charges were eventually dropped when the misunderstanding was cleared up. Mr. Girl. Max Carson, or Mr. Girl, is a commentary channel who has some very questionable takes, and it was one of these questionable takes that landed him on the wrong side of the law. During his time at uni, Mr. Girl made a comment in his lecture emphasizing with someone who just committed a school shooting. This was a massive red flag to some of his classmates, so they reported him, which actually resulted in him being arrested and forced to spend a night in jail. But he was soon released with no charges placed against him because it was only an opinion. Nelk. Nelk is a group of Canadian and American entertainers known for their prank channel on YouTube. The group was created by Carl Forget and Jesse William Sebastian. The Nelk boys aren't unfamiliar with law enforcement, being arrested quite a few times. But in 2015, the channel uploaded a YouTube video titled Coke Prank on Cops, similar to King Sid. They pretended to have coke, not coke. Just like King Sid, the cops did not find it funny and the group received a formal warning from the LAPD. But while in 2017, 2 members of the group was arrested for impersonating an employee at Toys R Us. In the video, they shot at a customer with a Nerf gun, also resulting in an assault charge being pressed against them, but they bust case and all charges were dropped. The surface of the iceberg. In this tier, the crimes start to become more serious, but none of these crimes actually resulted in the loss of any lives. FPS Russia. Carl Lamar Myers is an American podcaster and former YouTuber known under the stage name FPS Russia. His YouTube channel features Myers portraying the fictional role of Dmitry Potovu, a heavily accented professional Russian from Moscow. His video centers around the usage of large amounts of firearm and explosive. As of May 2023, his channel has garnered over 6.9 million subscribers and 900 million views. But the FPS Russia channel has been inactive for 7 years. However, Myers continues to maintain an online presence as the co-host of PKA, Painkillers Already, a podcast he co-founded in 2010. On March 29, 2013, Myers' Franklin County residence was searched by upwards of 40 members of the ATF alongside agents from the GBI. ATF spokesman Richard Cole said the justification for the search was that Myers was using explosives and getting paid for it via YouTube. In August 2017, Myers' residence was again raided by the ATF and GBI agents after Myers was alleged to have received 25 grams of butane hash oil through the mail. The Department of Justice prosecuted on the grounds that illegal drug possession while owning a firearm is a federal offense. Myers was arrested for felony possession of a controlled substance with intent to distribute, and 50 of his weapons were confiscated under Section 922 of the Gun Control Act of 1968, which prohibits illegal drug users from possessing firearms. He later pleaded guilty to possession with intent to distribute marijuana and butane hash oil, with the other charges being dismissed. And on June 19, 2019, Myers was sentenced to 2 years probation and 56 days in prison, which he served at a federal correctional institution. Rusty Cage. Rusty Cage is an American YouTuber and musician who is known for his creation of the Knife Game song, which blew up on release. In a cluster of uploads in late 2017, he recounted the tale of how him and his friends attempted to steal a slushie machine while they were in high school. While they got away with the crime for a period of time, the law eventually froze them still and caught up to them. They were each pulled from their classes one by one and interrogated, and in no time they were afforded for some Big Macs and fries. Rusty was forced to spend the night in jail before the judge allowed him and his friends to be on house arrest for the rest of the trial. Steve-O. Stephen Gilchrist Glover, better known online as Steve-O, is a celebrity turned YouTuber who is known for his vlogs and extravagant stunts. Stephen was first known thanks to his appearances on the Big Brother magazine on 1998 and 1999, and his appearances on the CKY Jackass, Wild Boys, and Dr. Steve-O from 2000 to 2012. Steve-O was not a stranger to the law, as he had had many encounters with the law, but his most recent encounter was in 2015 while broadcasting on Facebook Live. He climbed onto a construction train at SeaWorld in order to protest the park's treatments of of the animals. He was eventually arrested and charged with trespassing and received 30 days in jail but was released after 9 hours due to overcrowding. J Station. Jason Matthew Ether, better known online as J Station, is a Canadian former YouTuber who was mainly known for his controversial 24-hour challenge videos. He's been commonly accused of leeching off the deaths of several influencers and celebrities, profiting from their demise. J Station rivaled Sam Pepper as one of the most hated creators to ever grace this platform. In 2019, Jay and his friends visited Disney World with the intent of filming a video in the park, but the bag containing his cameras were missing, causing Jay to be very angry, and in turn he chastised the park staff. He was eventually asked to leave by the staff, but he refused, causing him to be detained and arrested on charges of trespassing and resisting arrest, leading to him spending time in jail. Prince Z. Prince Z, or Zishan, is an American YouTuber and prankster who would film pranks in his home state of New York City, which garnered him an audience. This inspired him to make similar content, though a lot of his comedy was derived from potty humor, like asking strangers how they wipe their butts. His pranks were mostly harmless, like eating turkey in a subway while dressed as a turkey and walking around naked in a golden thong, well, half naked. But he became the center of controversy when he made a false call to the authorities that resulted in his arrest. About 2 years ago, Prince Z staged a medical emergency in the middle of the busy Times Square. He placed a hidden GoPro on the dashboard of his car as he faked passing out at a stoplight, which resulted in the police being called. The police were forced to break into his car, attempting to save his life, but it was quickly found out that this was staged. Obviously, bro literally had a GoPro recording the whole thing, but Prince Z claimed that it was not staged and he did indeed pass out due to 2 Red Bulls and a workout in the morning. They obviously didn't believe his stupid excuse and quickly arrested him on charges of disorderly conduct and filing a false report. Jake Paul. Jake Joseph Paul is an American YouTuber, musician, actor, and professional boxer from Cleveland, Ohio. He is best known for his music video It's Everyday Bro with his group Team 10, as well as his vlogs and his boxing matches. However, Jake Paul became notorious in 2017 because of the multiple public disturbances he caused at a Team 10 house. But his first serious charge, which occurred in June 2020, he was indicted for 2 misdemeanor offenses of trespassing on private property during a protest against the recent passing of George Floyd. However, this would get even worse when the FBI raided his home and seized several guns from his home. Charles Ross. Charles Ross, also known by his YouTube channel's name Vlog Creation and Ross Creations, is an American YouTuber and vlogger who uploads various vlogs, comedic videos, and pranks. He was widely known for his bold stunts, like my boy literally front flipped over a cop on camera, so arrest was inevitable, but somehow he always managed to evade jail time. But this spell of luck or even skill had to end sooner or later, right? In 2019, Ross decided to impersonate a police officer for a prank. In this prank, he posed as law enforcement and wrote fake parking tickets. This prank was actually deemed a felony offense, resulting in his arrest, which also resulted in him being held in prison on a $10,000 bail. But the charges were eventually lowered to a misdemeanor, with him only serving 6 months on probation. Nina Santiago. Nina Santiago is a model, YouTube guru, and actress who is known across social media as Nina Unrated. She's also known for appearing on the cover of 40 magazines and has been featured in Smooth Girls magazine, Black Men's magazine, Hip Hop Weekly, and many others. Her first upload to YouTube came in December of 2011 and was titled Mermaid Makeup, but her seemingly innocent appearance was only an appearance. Nina Santiago was taken into custody after pointing a firearm at her boyfriend after a supposed heated argument. This situation actually started when the neighbors reported hearing commotion to the police, which resulted in the police being called. This situation actually got so bad to the point that the SWAT team were also called as well. But even with the SWAT team and the police, Nina refused to back down, taking both her boyfriend and her son hostage. The conflict escalated to a 6-hour standoff as police eventually convinced the woman to release her hostages. This entire situation resulted in her being arrested for child neglect and aggravated assault without the intent to kill. Reset. Khan Ha-Ren, better known as Reset, is a Chinese-born Spanish YouTuber living in Spain. He's known for his Yandere simulator gameplay and his long history of controversies. It's actually one of these controversies that led to his arrest. In 2017, his channel was stuck in the bristles of controversy after he posted a video of himself feeding a homeless man an Oreo cookie filled with toothpaste. This caused the victim, who was 50 at the time, to fall ill and begin vomiting. The video ended with Ren saying, and I quote, "Look on the bright side, this helped him clean his teeth. I don't think he's brushed them since he became poor." And to say that people didn't take this too well would be an understatement. This resulted in a public outrage, which in turn resulted in his channel being investigated investigated for the incident and his other criminal activities, which resulted to him being charged and sentenced to 15 months in jail and being ordered to pay $10,000 to the homeless man. Martin Shkreli. Martin Shkreli is an American investor, fintech software developer, former biotech founder and a YouTuber, and many more. Martin gained an audience on YouTube due to his unhinged and trollish personality, which actually led to his subscribers being very interested in his opinion of the pharmaceutical industry, but he was later arrested by the FBI on charges of security fraud, which he was self-snitching about on his YouTube channel. It seemed that he was fully confident that there would be no repercussions for his actions, which he was seriously mistaken. On August 4th, 2017, the trial jury found Martin guilty on 2 counts of security fraud and 1 count of conspiracy to commit security fraud. Then on September 13th, 2017, his bail was revoked following a Facebook post offering $5,000 for a strand of Hillary Clinton's hair, which the judge perceived as solicitation to assault, which is not protected under the First Amendment right. And finally, on March 9th, 2018, Martin was sentenced to 7 years in federal prison, which he is still serving to this day. Boogie2988. Stephen J. Williams, better known online as Boogie2988, is an American YouTuber and commentator who makes gaming-related videos, personal rambling vlogs, and character sketches. On May 7, 2021, a warrant was issued for Boogie's arrest on a charge of aggravated assault. It included a $5,000 bond by the Washington County, Arkansas Sheriff Department. It follows an incident where he fired a gun in the air in September 2020 when rival YouTuber Frank Hassel showed up at his house. Hassel is alleged to have been harassing Williams for several months, with the belief that he was responsible for his own channel's termination. Frank Hassel is a former YouTube prankster who uploaded videos on YouTube of him borderline harassing people. And while Frank's targets were mostly random people, he was most famous for trying to break the YouTuber Boogie into committing a crime after Hassel bullied him for months. But this wasn't the reason for his arrest. In July of 2021, he made a video where he went to a grocery store where he approached a random man and accused him of R-wording him in his dream. The man obviously didn't find this too funny, so he reported Frank to the store employee and asked them to call the police. When they arrived, Frank was placed in handcuffs and detained at the scene. While it wasn't a crime to talk to the victim, he had taken the hat off the victim, which resulted in an assault charge. This led to Frank having a warrant for his arrest, but he quickly left the state. Gypsy TV Live 88. Paul Nicholas Miller, better known online as Gypsy TV Live 88 or the Omegle Joker, was a former YouTuber, journalist, and political commentator residing in New York, United States. Paul was mostly known for cosplaying as characters such as the Joker, Super Mario, the Riddle, and any other character that he desired while he talked to random strangers on Omegle. He would often antagonize Omegle users who were often minorities and talk about his alt-right views to them, even trying to incite some of them to join him. Miller has had multiple run-ins with the laws. In the past, he was convicted on attempted aggravated assault and drug charges, and on the 2nd of March 2021, Miller was arrested on 3 different charges due to a raid of his house. The cause of the arrest was an incident that took place on January 17, 2018, in which Miller illegally possessed a gun, a charge he was later indicted of on February 25, 2021. On June 22, 2021, Miller pleaded guilty to 1 count of these crimes: possession of firearm, possession of ammunition, and possession of unregistered firearm, and on September 28th, he was sentenced to 41 months imprisonment, followed by 3 years supervised release. Chris Chan. Christine Weston Chandler, better known online as Chris Chan, is an American YouTuber, vlogger, artist, musician, and cult leader known for creating the webcomic series called Sunny Chew. She isn't someone who is unfamiliar with the law. She's actually had a long history of legal troubles ranging from public disturbances to flat-out trespassing, but her most notorious arrest is the Sonic Boom incident. Around Christmas of 2014, Chris Chan entered a local GameStop and vandalized the Sonic the Hedgehog display in order to protest the change in the character design in the most recent game. It turns out that she had been banned from the store a few days before the incident, so the staff tried to call the police, leading to her pepper spraying one of the employees. She was actually found guilty of the crimes but didn't face any jail time. Count Dankula. Marcus Meechan, better known online as Count Dankula, is a Scottish YouTuber from Coatbridge known for his social and political commentaries and his series about absolute mad lads. Meechan's channel was originally intended to be a dookie post channel where he would post random memes and short skits with him and his friends. In April 2016, Meechan had uploaded a video to his channel, and in the video he stated that the intention was to annoy his girlfriend by turning her cute and adorable pug into the least cute thing he could think of, which was a Shortly after he uploaded the video, he was arrested on suspicion of breaching the Communication Act of 2003, and on the 19th of March 2018, he was actually convicted of breaching the act, and on April 23rd he was fined £800 with no prison sentence. He did refuse to pay the fine and instead donated £800 to the Glasgow Children's Hospital charity, but in March 2019 the money was seized from his bank account by an arrestment order. Carl Long was a 33-year-old YouTuber who posted self-help content, but one of these days he woke up to find his channel deleted, which understandably made him very upset. While enraged, he drove 3,000 miles over to Google headquarters with the intention of having a conversation with them for terminating his channel, but he was quickly arrested on suspicion of making threats against Google. But after all that effort, he would later found out that Google wasn't actually responsible for his account termination. It was actually his wife. She was his #1 hater. She referred to his content as weird ramblings and she referred to him as delusional. So in fear for his mental state, she deleted his channel in hopes to bring him back to reality.
The body of the iceberg. This is where the crimes get more and more serious, and some of the crime even leading to the loss of some lives. Smooth Sanchez. Malik Sanchez, also known online as Smooth Sanchez, is an American streamer, YouTuber and self-identified incel who in April 2021 was arrested of conveying false and misleading information and hoaxes after he allegedly made a hoax threat to detonate a bomb at a restaurant in a Flatiron district of Manhattan. In April 21st, Sanchez was arrested on one count of conveying false and misleading information and hoaxes, and in November 2021 Sanchez pleaded guilty to the charges. And on April 6, 2022, Sanchez was sentenced to 3 years of supervised release. Arab Andy. Arab Andy is a YouTuber, a live streamer, most known for the explosive threat donation and for his live streaming activities on YouTube that often incorporates text-to-speech donation from viewers to his stream. These donations allow the viewers to contribute a specific dollar amount and have the message or pre-recorded audio played on stream. While text-to-speech donations are popular amongst many streamers, they can sometimes result in offensive or threatening messages being broadcasted, and this was the case for Arab Andy. In 2018, he was arrested in Seattle after entering a University of Washington classroom and playing a text-to-speech explosive threat. The incident, which was captured on his livestream, caused panic and led to the evacuation of the area. YouTube has since taken down the livestream from violating its terms and services, although minor uploads of YouTube can still be found on the platform. Arab Andy was arrested on charges of threatening to kaboomi or damaging property and had his bail set to $75,000. Ethan Ralph. Ethan Ralph is an alt-right American podcaster, self-proclaimed gonzo journalist, and the host of his podcast, The Ralph Retort. In 2016, Ethan was arrested due to a drunken altercation with the police. According to the reports, the police were called in response to Ethan's drunken behavior. He was basically sleeping on a random person's lobby, and after he was woken up, he attempted to leave, but while leaving, he racked up 2 felony charges of assaulting an officer. This resulted in him going to jail for 6 months. Edarum. Edward Robert Mosker, also known by his pseudonyms of Edarme and Uncle Ed, was an American television presenter, an internet celebrity, and YouTuber. He gained success in the latter field, which was YouTube, through his eccentric and comedic posts on a website from 2006 through to 2009, which grew him a sizable audience that loved and cherished his videos. However, his audience perception of him shifted when they learned of his criminal past. It surfaced that his television career ended prematurely due to him being arrested on the charge of battery. After he was found guilty, he was sentenced to 18-month prison and was forced to be on the list. Hate the State. Hate the State, also known as Ian Maguire, is a YouTube vlogger known for his videos criticizing his local government in Canada. In 2019, Ian became obsessed with a woman he noticed while recording a YouTube video at a farmer's market. This unhinged obsession soon developed into a concerning infatuation with the woman as he began stalking her, even getting to the point where she had to file a restraining order against the creep. But this did nothing because Ian repeatedly violated the terms of the order. After a while, he became unsatisfied with just stalking the poor woman on its own, so he came up with a plan with one of his fans to harass and stalk her together. They sent packages containing grown-up toys and dookie to her house, but that wasn't enough for him. He then started threatening SA to her and her family. The situation got even worse. The sick man sent his victim an unalived cat whose head was missing, but finally, due to his behavior, he was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison. Troll Station. Troll Station is an English comedy channel created exclusively for YouTube. The channel is run by Diggy Dan, who specializes in comedy, hidden camera pranks, social experiments, and parodies. The content is made to be intentionally provocative and controversial with the aim to offend and harass the general public in the name of comedy, and harass they did. The group's founder Dan was sentenced to 9 months in jail due to, like Arab Andy, an explosion hoax video and the fake robbery of several several museums. Matthew Crodle, who was previously an unknown YouTuber, posted a YouTube video confessing that he was responsible for taking someone's life. In the video, Matthew stated that he was driving the wrong way on the interstate while in a drunken state, causing a fatal collision with the victim. He went on to say that he would take full responsibility for his actions, and soon after releasing the video, Matthew pleaded guilty to aggravated vehicular homicide, which led him to spend 6 years in prison and being released on parole in 2019. The Stoke Twins. Alex and Alan Stokes, better known online as the Stoke Twins, are a Chinese and American YouTuber duo known for their pranks, challenges, and myth-busting videos. In 2019, the twins made a video where they faked a bank robbery. In the video, they wore full black outfits and masks, and they carried a duffel bag filled with money as they ran through a crowd of people who thought the robbery was real. They later got into an Uber, but the driver refused to take them. The police later caught the twins and arrested them for faking a robbery, and the twins soon pled guilty and were charged with false imprisonment and false reporting of an emergency. They were given 1 year of formal probation, 160 hours of community service, and they had to pay for the full restitution. The abyss of the iceberg. This is when the crimes get even more serious. Starting from now, each and every one of these crimes are incredibly disturbing, but the difference between this tier and the dark abyss is this tier ranges from a single murder to the possession of CP and just predators. MattDad0890. MattDad, or Thaddeus McMichael, was a YouTuber and a 4chan dweller, and at first glance he just looked like an anime weirdo who was deprived the touch of any woman. But as you learn about him, you find out his past is more sinister and disgusting than you could ever imagine. McMichael created his YouTube channel on the 11th of February 2008, and he started his channel with videos of him singing anime openings and talking about nerdy things. He then started posting sus things on the internet. He posted a picture of a little girl holding a pizza captioned, "Who ordered this CP?" But it seems that he had been making these sort of odd comments for a while. In one of his videos in 2010 titled Tokyo's Virtual CP and Funimation Dance in Vampire Bunde Edit, he complains about a new law forbidding people from drawing CP. I can't lie, after this video, this guy should have just been jailed and that would have been the end of it. But there's more. He also just posted CP outright on Tumblr, and when they took his post down and gave him the reasons for it, he got angry, and in the angry post he admits to being a P, but he didn't face any major consequences until he made some very incriminating Facebook posts that resulted in his house being raided by the FBI. In the Facebook post, he was actively discussing CP and how someone could actually get their hands on CP. Someone then responded to his post saying, "Stop downloading all that CP, Dad, you're just asking for it." And he got it. After his house was raided, an 8GB flash drive of CP was found, which had over 300 images and videos of CP in a folder called Don't Click. He ended up being arrested but posted bail pretty quickly. As soon as he was released, he posted a tweet, and this resulted in his bail being revoked. And he served a prison sentence of 5 years from July 2013 to October 2018. And the most interesting thing about this guy is he still posts on YouTube to this day. Plasma Mastodon. Don Edwards, better known online as Plasma Mastodon, was an American YouTuber notable for his covers of popular songs such as Conan Gray's Heather and Joji's Slow Dancing in the Dark. But on the 11th of December 2020, the YouTuber Nick Crawley published a YouTube video on his channel bringing light to the fact that Plasma Mastodon could have possibly been a recent registered sex offender. Nick Crawley initially found this theory in a post on the subreddit R Morbid Reality. The post on the subreddit linked two sex offender registry sites, both showing a person named Donzel Edwards, a 73-year-old man from Ohio, whom was arrested on August 19, 2019 for sexual imposition. He was 71-year-old at the time, just 1 month before his 72nd birthday. His victim was an underage boy. It was stated that he grabbed the boy's genitals against the boy's will. The post theorized that Donzel Edwards and Plasma Mastodon were the same person, considering the similarities in their appearance. The sex offender registry site also lists Donzel Edwards' birthday as September 10th, 1947, which is the same that Don has listed for his YouTube channel, Plasma Mastodon. 4 days after the post was posted, Plasma Mastodon announced on October 14th, 2020 that he would likely step away from YouTube. The reason given was that his health was hindering his singing abilities. However, this video was Don's very next video after being exposed as a potential predator, which raised more suspicion that he had actually committed the misconduct. The last video from Plasma Mastodon was USA Thanksgiving, November 26, 2020. It was uploaded on November 18th, 2020, just 8 days before Thanksgiving 2020. Lion Maker. Marcos Wilton, better known online as Lion Maker, is a former Brazilian Swift Minecraft YouTuber. He is mostly known for his abuse
including interacting with his underage fans until his channel was terminated. On March 7th, 2016, an English YouTuber, Colossal is Crazy, exposed Lionmaker for being a P which had communications with his underage fans. Colossal also explained that Lionmaker is a master manipulator towards the underage kids and that he's known to interact with kids to get explicit photos. On November 6, 2016, Lionmaker ended up on Colossal's podcast defending himself. Despite the massive hate on his videos, Lionmaker's YouTube channel continued to gain subscribers. Some even claimed that Lionmaker was in jail for 2 to 3 years. In December 2018, Paige, who was a victim of Lionmaker, uploaded a video to her personal channel explaining her side of the controversy and her experience with Lionmaker. And on June 2020, Lionmaker made a video on Instagram after his channel's downfall. In the video, he had a massive meltdown, and on September 29, 2020, Lionmaker's channel was terminated due to violating YouTube's terms of service. But months later, the channel was briefly restored by YouTube, but then a few days later, Lionmaker got terminated again for the same reason. Baby's Comeback. Baby's Comeback, whose real name is Steven Fernandez, is a teenage professional skateboarder and YouTuber who gained significant popularity through his skateboarding videos and comedic skits on his YouTube channel. He became known for his personality and his ability to connect with young teens, amassing a large fan base. But he was arrested on suspicion of exploiting a 12-year-old girl, alongside with his manager Jose Barajas and fellow professional skateboarder Keelan Lamar Dad. According to the police investigation, Fernandez allegedly used his celebrity status and promises of meeting A-list celebrities to manipulate these minors into engaging with him, Barajas, and Dad. The trio targeted young minors between the age of 11 and 13, cruising various areas in search of victims to solicit. Detectives believe that there may have been more victims who have yet to come forward. The arrest of Baby's Comeback and Jose Barajas and Keelan Lamar came as a result of a sting operation conducted by law enforcement. Fernandez and Barajas were arrested on November 17th, while Dad turned himself in on December 3rd with his lawyer. All three were booked on suspicion of lewd and lascivious acts with a child under the age of 14. Although Barajas and Dad posted bail, due to Baby's Comeback being a minor himself, he was released to his mother but placed under house arrest with an ankle monitor. Red Wolf Gamer. Red Wolf Gamer, whose real name is Ralph Sweeney, is a former Canadian YouTuber. He gained popularity online for his gaming content and was known by various aliases such as Red and Red Wolf. Unfortunately, Ralph's online career took a dark turn when he was arrested on August 14, 2019 and charged with 2 offences. The charges against him included luring a child and creating explicit material involving a child. The arrest gained public attention, and on August 15th, the Niagara Regional Police Center issued a statement providing more information about the arrest. The announcement shed light on the seriousness of the charges brought against Ralph. Subsequently, on August 26th, Ralph's ex-girlfriend Veronica took to Twitter to share her side of the story, providing additional details about the incident. Following his arrest, Ralph's YouTube channel was deleted on August 16th, presumably by someone with access to his channel or a termination by YouTube. While he awaits trial, Ralph is currently on house arrest and has been ordered to abstain from using the internet. As of June 30th, 2022, Ralph's ex-girlfriend Veronica provided an update on Twitter, revealing that the trial had been scheduled for November of the same year. She further explained that Ralph faced 2 separate cases and authorities were taking their time with the charges not originating from Canada. However, in a subsequent update on December 8th, 2022, Veronica shared that the trial had been rescheduled to January 2023 due to Ralph's lawyer falling ill around the initial booked trial date. 7 Awesome Kids. 7 Awesome Kids was part of a group of channels which had over 17 million subscribers. Each channel made similar videos of young female actors vlogging their daily lives while performing skits, but behind the family and friendly front lied a disturbing man named Ian Dean Rylett, who used his position of power to force the young actresses to do unforgivable acts. He also made them sign illegal, unforceable contracts to intimidate them into letting him do as he pleased. When he was finally arrested, he faced 15 years of charred Emin. However, he managed to negotiate a plea deal where he only got 90 days in prison. Reflay,
Stanislav Reshetniak,
known as Reflay in the online streaming community, gained notoriety as a Russian streamer participating in the trash streaming trend. This trend involves performing extreme and often dangerous stunts for the purpose of gaining donations and viewers' interaction. Reflay streams often featured depraved acts which appealed to a specific audience in Russia and all over the world. However, disaster struck during one of his streams. During his stream, his girlfriend Valentina was forced onto a balcony in and freezing temperatures wearing only her underwear. This in turn led to Valentina suffering from hypothermia and ultimately succumbing to the cold. Rifle, realizing that she was unresponsive, called for medical assistance but was later informed that she passed away. The incident caused shock and outrage, prompting an urgent investigation. Rifle was subsequently taken into custody following legal proceedings. The Moscow region's Rishikmiak City Court found him guilty of involuntary manslaughter. As a result, he was sentenced to 6 years in prison and will be serving his term in a maximum security prison, according to the TASS, a state-owned media network in Russia. Hero alum Ashraful Alam Saeed, better known online as Hero Alam, is a Bangladeshi YouTuber and actor. In 2019, a domestic dispute allegedly caused by Alam's wife becoming suspicious that he was cheating quickly escalated when he harmed her to the point of hospitalization. However, he would only spend 43 days in jail for this abuse. Amos Yi Pang Sang, also known online as Kino, is a Singaporean former YouTuber, actor, comedian and commentator known for uploading comedic sketches with himself and talking about various subjects. He's also become controversial for defaming religion and defending peace. Beginning in 2017, Yi began uploading YouTube videos and posts on social media defending peace and CP. He argued that a minor should be able to be in a relationship with an adult and should also be able to sleep with them just as long as the minor consents. But on June 22nd, 2019, a Twitter user named Lower Map Hunter alleged that Amos Yi had solicited photos of her when she was just 14 years old. In a private chat message on WhatsApp, Yi admitted that he was attracted to her and sent photos of his peen. Although Yi responded by saying that the allegations were not true, he was quickly proven wrong, as in October of 2020, Yi was arrested by authorities for possession and solicitation of CP. He originally pleaded not guilty to the court but later signed a plea agreement in 2021. The judge deemed him guilty of possession of CP and was sentenced to 6 years in prison along with a $1 million bail. He is scheduled to be released in 2026. Elvin Thomas Elvin Chung was a Twitch streamer, YouTuber and a community specialist working at the video game studio High Res. He covered his dark side with an outwardly respectable and jolly appearance, but it would turn out that he was just a predator. Thomas, along with 23 other people, was arrested in a sting operation in which he was charged with attempting to seduce a minor over the internet. He was released on bond with the possibility of facing 20 years in prison. Carl Phillips Herald, also known as Carl H on Reddit, was a well-known educational technology / programming YouTuber. He uploaded his first video on July 8th, 2012 and was a YouTuber who provided tutorials on programming. In 2013, Carl and his romantic partner Charles Donovan were arrested and charged with making CP of Carl's own son and many other disturbing crimes. He locked up his son in his basement and sexually abused him and posted videos of the abuse online. He and Charles's bail was set to $1 billion, and in 2014 he was found unresponsive in his jail cell, but his co-conspirator Charles was sentenced to 56 years in prison for his part in the abuse. Majestic Unicorn Fortnite streamer and YouTuber Majestic Unicorn was arrested by Calgary police for allegedly abusing a baby on a Twitch stream. The clip came to light when a Twitter user tagged Twitch in a tweet asking if child mistreatment went against the platform's terms and service. The tweet says that the streamer was doing an 8-hour Fortnite marathon when the abuse occurred. The streamer can be seen on video hitting and screaming at the infant while the child was trying to get her attention. The police have said that they are aware of the clips and are investigating the situation. Big Money T Trent Van Pascal was a fugitive from Texas who was recently found in Florida, where he unalived himself as law enforcement approached him. He had been on the run for several months following the passing of his wife, Savannah Pascal. In a chilling video recorded prior to the alleged killing, Pascal apologized to his children, Kenzie and William, and accused his wife of infidelity. According to Pascal's account in the video, he claimed that Savannah had been cheating on him for a significant period of time. He expressed his deep love for his children, stating that they meant everything to him. Pascal insisted that he had done nothing wrong, maintaining his innocence in the tragic event. The Happy Scientist John Robert Kampf, also known as the Happy Scientist on YouTube, was arrested in St. George, Utah on 10 felony counts of exploitation of a minor after police found thousands upon thousands of CP in his possession. In 2020, he responded to a Craigslist ad advertising disturbing interaction with a minor, which turned out to be a sting operation obeyed from the authorities. This resulted in his arrest and is currently waiting trial. David's Farm was a YouTuber who uploaded videos broadcasting what his life was like living on a farm as a middle-aged man. His lifestyle vlogs and his more eccentric video garnered him a sizable audience, but as he grew on the platform, people began digging through his past and what they found wasn't pretty. It was discovered that 20 years prior prior, David had pleaded guilty to 7 charges of exploiting minors. This quickly led to the public opinion of him being tainted, but 2 years later, he was arrested again for possessing CP. And then 4 years later again, his property was raided and even more CP was found, so he was sentenced to 9 months in jail again. Bob 8466. Bob 8466 was a 15-year-old boy named Carter Boyles who hailed from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. He had a YouTube channel where he published several videos relating to simulated shootings and going on Gary mode and doing the same thing. Carter was close to snapping and committing a school shooting at Jefferson High School on September 11, 2016, but it's believed that he was calmly talked down from going postal, instead unfortunately choosing to unalive himself. Jim Bob. Starlet Jin Zhao, better known online as Jim Bob, is an American former gaming YouTuber known for playing games with Skydo's Minecraft, House Owner, and That Guy Barney. On September 9, 2016, Scarce, a YouTube news channel, uploaded a video of Starlight being affiliated with CP. Behind the scenes, Scarce and his news team got Starlight's real name and had found the name to be in line with public court documents about Starlight's crimes and detention. In the video, Scarce also said that the YouTuber had been absent due to being held in custody, detained, and in court. Dolly Flesh. Leighton Allen LeBoot, better known online as Dolly Flesh, is a former Canadian YouTuber, animator, vlogger, and sculptor known for uploading clear animation often featuring disturbing content. In 2019, he uploaded a video in which he harmed and put down 3 hamsters. The video gained significant attention and eventually led to his arrest and termination of his main channel. And on May 25, 2020, Dolly Flesh was arrested on an M charge and an abuse charge, though he was later released after paying $1,000 bail. And on August 16, 2021, his trial took place where he was put under an 18-month conditional sentence and 4 to 5 years of supervision. Basherverse. Brandon Diller Asher, better known online as Basherverse, was an American Minecraft YouTuber and Twitch streamer who used to reside in Kentucky. During his come-up, someone was looking to collab with him, so they did a background check on him and discovered Brandon had a criminal record. In his record, it states that he was found guilty of having an unlawful transaction with a minor, and in result, he was arrested and he served time in jail for. Austin Jones. Austin Jones, also known online as Ostdude Pro, is a former American YouTuber, musician, and vlogger. He's known for creating punk and rock music covers and other content on YouTube since 2007, but in May 2015, Austin was exposed for sexting and sending explicit videos to underage fans. He was then arrested and was proven guilty in 2019, where he serves 10 years in prison. In May 2015, multiple people came out and accused Austin Jones of with his underage female fans, many of which were retweeted and backed by DFitzy. Videos would leak of Austin Jones teaching his fans how to twerk in private texts. He also manipulated his fans into sending nude photos of him and expressed his disappointments if they refused or felt uncomfortable with his request. However, when these allegations were first coming out, Austin begged those fans through messages not to come out and expose him since it would tarnish his public image. This didn't really change anything, as many fans and YouTubers will call him out for being a P and a manipulator. As a result, Austin decided to cancel his contributions to the Van Rap tour and released a video titled Setting the Record Straight on June 28, 2015. In the video, Austin admitted that he did talk with minors and he did ask them to send twerking videos, and he regrets what he's done. However, he denies that it went to the extent of grooming or sending nudes. He later states that he would read hateful comments on social media platforms and would severely make him depressed and, wanting to take his own life, which was the reason he couldn't release a statement earlier on the drama. He further talks about past events, blaming them for the controversy, but he says he's not trying to gain sympathy or manipulate his fans, which even someone without a brain can tell that's exactly what he's trying to do. He knows that since he was depressed and looking for attention, he would message these fans, which were underage, may I add, thinking it was fun and goofy. He concludes the video by apologizing to the victims and the fans that have been involved with the drama. However, in 2017, an arrest warrant was issued against Austin, and on the 12th of June 2017, he was arrested at the O'Hare's International Airport in Chicago for 2 accounts of CP. Police then scanned through his phone where they found more explicit texts between him and his fans. 3 days later, he paid a $100,000 release bond but was placed on house arrest and couldn't post on social media. During his house arrest, YouTube was criticized for not shutting down his channel. YouTube later said that they couldn't since the controversy didn't relate to the content he created, but this statement was heavily criticized. Finally, on the 1st of February 2019, Austin went to a court case where he pleaded guilty for CP production. The judge deemed him guilty and sentenced him to 10 years in prison until 2027, resulting in his channel being deleted from the platform on the 6th of February, and he was later sent to prison on June 28th.
The Dark Abyss, the final tier of the iceberg. In this tier, the most unforgivable and the most disgusting crimes have been committed by these YouTubers. Nikos Metaxas. Nikos Metaxas is a 35-year-old Greek Cypriot army officer and an unofficial YouTuber. He was arrested and subsequently handed multiple life sentences for a premeditated M of 5 foreign women and 2 children. Nikos pleaded guilty to 12 charges related to abduction and being responsible of the passing of 7 women and girls in court. He did express remorse, apologizing to the victim's family and admitting that he did not understand the motivation behind his hateful crimes. He stated that he was willing to assist authorities in finding answers as to why he committed these horrific acts. The incident occurred between September 2016 and August 2018, and the victims included 3 women from the Philippines and 1 from Nepal, and 1 more from Romania, with whom were working as housekeepers. It also included 2 victims who were children aged 6 to 8. Nikos received the toughest sentence ever imposed by the Cypriot justice system. The panel of 3 judges sentenced him to 7 life sentences, which was 25 years each. Natural Selector 89. Pekka Erik Alvinum was responsible for the Jakola High School's incident on November 7, 2017. He was described as a shy and isolated student, which resulted in him being a target of long-term bullying. Some students reported his threatening behavior and his statements about the White Revolution to a youth worker, and he was also described as a radical militant with interests in both far left and far right. Eric had online presences under various aliases, including 2 YouTube's account and the more popular one being Natural Selector 89, where he posted videos emulating school incidents and other violent acts. In months leading to the incident, he wrote a manifesto in Finnish and English and he posted it online. He then acquired a firearms permit and used the permits to buy a firearm and ammunition. He also engaged in target practice by shooting apples in the woods and posted images and videos of these activities online. On the night before the incident, he created several text files, including a farewell message to his parents, and on the day of the incident, he posted a video on YouTube at approximately 9:33 a.m. showing the high school and himself pointing a firearm at the camera. He sent messages to online communities dedicated to documenting the incident like he was about to partake in. He then shut down his computer, went to school on his bike and entered the basement through a door below the school canteen. That's when the incident began. At 11:42 a.m. he took the lives of 6 people, and then within 4 more minutes he injured several others. During the incident, the school nurse called emergency services while warning students to leave the building. Eric then moved through the school, taking more lives and threatening other students. He then tried to enter the school's canteen but found the door to be locked. Eventually he exited the building, and that's when he encountered the head teacher, Helena Cumming, and he took her life, briefly entering a classroom, and he instructed the students to start breaking things. The incident was wrapped up when he was approached by police and he attempted to unalive himself, but he did later pass in the hospital at 10:15. Deploys Insane. Deploys Insane was a 17-year-old boy whose name was Guillermo Takuchi. He had posted one video on his channel of him practicing with a bow 5 days before the incident with his friends. It was also this friend Luis Henrique that aided him in the Professor Raul's Brazil State School incident. The two, like Natural Selector, had also been the target of heavy bullying at school, with Guillermo even dropping out because of it. They were later found responsible for the loss of 8 lives, and then they both unalived themselves. Cristali. David Alejandro Pascal, better known online as Jade or Cristali, is a Guatemalan former YouTuber and animator, and on April 11th, 2019, David was arrested by the Guatemalan police thanks to Peachy Club, who told her parents about David tricking her into sending inappropriate photos of herself when she was just a minor, which he posted on his Patreon, and allegedly tried trafficking her. On April 12th, the public ministry accused David of harassing minors for inappropriate photos to make hentai with, which he would sell on his Patreon. It was later announced that David was detained and put under house arrest on April 13th, 2019, and he was banned on the internet while awaiting trial, but his parents promptly bailed him out of jail. But on August 17th, 2020, it has been reported that David was sentenced to 3 years and 5 months in prison, and he was made to be on the list. Mobsby46PGH. George Sedin, also known as Mobsby466BH, on YouTube, where he posted 2 videos of his struggles in finding women to love him, and another video showing off his house, while talking about if he had a woman to enjoy it with, he would be happy. He's also known as the man behind the LA fitness incident on August 2009 that resulted in the loss of the lives of 3 people, including himself. It seemed that his motive for committing this vile crime was being sad from not having a female companion. Big Slim. Big Slim was an 18-year-old Minecraft YouTuber. His channel only had one video of him playing a game of Minecraft 4 years before the incident, in which he was 14. His name was Vladislav Roziokov,
Volkov, who was behind the Courage Polytechnic College incident. He went around the college and took the lives of whoever he came across, eventually taking the lives of 20 people and injuring over 70, and then eventually unaliving himself in the school library. Womscott 86. Womscott 86 was a 22-year-old man named Mati Johan Sarhi, who on September 8, 2008 was the perpetrator for the Kawahoki school incident, taking the lives of 10 people before his own. His YouTube channel has since been terminated. Jared Miller. Jared Miller was the man behind the 2014 Las Vegas incident. He had a YouTube channel where he posted videos of his cat. He was a seemingly innocent and wholesome man, but in 2014 he and his wife Amanda Miller took the lives of 3 innocent people before unaliving themselves. It seemed that they wanted to start a revolution with the incident, so they started by attacking a cop, then going inside and taking the lives of 2 more people. Elliot Rodger. Elliot Rodger is possibly the most infamous criminal on YouTube. He was an English-American YouTube vlogger known for taking the lives of 6 people and injuring 14 near the University of California. He was known as the first incel, and on May 23, 2014 in Isla Vista, California, Elliot Rodger took the lives of 6 people and injured 14 others near the campus before unaliving himself. The attack began when 22-year-old Elliot Rodger took the lives of 3 men in his apartment after he drove to a campus and discharged his firearm at 3 female students, taking the lives of 2 and injuring 1. He drove to a nearby deli where he took the life of a male student, injuring and taking the lives of several more pedestrians in his car. Rodger then exchanged bullets with the police during the attack. The rampage ended when his car crashed into a parked vehicle and police found him unresponsive in his car. Not So Fantastic Devon. Devon Erickson, better known online as Not So Fantastic Devon, is a former YouTuber and streamer who uploaded gameplay of Dead by Daylight. On the afternoon of May 7th, 2019, Devon Erickson and Alec McKenney briefly left Highlands Ranch STEM school during the lunch period and went to Erickson's house to acquire a firearm. Upon returning to the school, Devon and his friend fired at the school, taking the life of 1 person. And on the 15th of June 2020, Devon was found guilty of all charges, and on September 27, 2020, he was sentenced to life in prison. Mr. Anime. Terry Eric, better known online as Mr. Anime, was an anime and film enthusiast who formerly reviewed anime on YouTube. In the early morning of March 20th, 2012, Trey lured his mother into the garage where he unalived her. From there, he entered his home and he did the same to his brother. His father woke up from the sound of the commotion and entered the living room to investigate, only to be bestowed the same fate. From here, Terry ravaged the entire house and put down the remaining pets in the house. His original plan was to be responsible for the passing of 70 students at the school's prep rally in order to become the biggest MM in history, but as revealed in an interrogation, he stood down and returned home as this was too much for him when he was arrested on an M charge. Pioneers Production. Randy Robert Steyer, better known online as Pioneers Production, was an American YouTuber, animator, comedian and vlogger. He's known for creating multiple sketch comedy videos and being the creator of the fan animated series Ember's Ghost Squad. On YouTube, he uploaded a video where he flipped a coin to decide his fate. If it landed on heads, he would unalive himself at his house, and if it landed on tails, he would do the same but take others at a supermarket where he worked with him. After flipping it 5 times, he got 3 tails, so he knew what he had to do. On June 7th, 2017, Randy drove to the Y supermarket to work his night shift at 11 PM. He would block off all the exits using a wooden plank and would upload multiple links to videos and journals onto his Twitter account about his sinister plan. And then at 1 AM, he would commit these acts, taking the lives of Victoria Brong, Brian Hayes and Terry Lee. After this, he would complete the final stages of his plan. Vance Stone. William Edward Atchison, better known online as Vance Stone, was an American YouTuber who created simulation of real-life disasters and uploaded dookie posts. On the 7th of December 2017, William, disguised as a student, hid a firearm inside his backpack and brought it into school. And at 8:04 AM, gunfires erupted at 2 students. Casey Jordan, a senior, and Francisco Fernandez lost their lives. Then he unalived himself. Vukuk 0064. Vukuk 0064, also known as Fane, is the man behind the 2014 Pennsylvania State Police barracks attack. He had a YouTube channel where he posted 2 videos, both being military simulations, and on September 12, 2014, he took the life of an officer and injured another. This incident led to a 48-day manhunt which concluded with his arrest in an abandoned airfield. He was sentenced to the chair on April 27, 2017. Nazim Sabs. Nazim Najafi Akhtar Saddam, also known as Naseem Sabs, is an Iranian female bodybuilder, vegan activist and fitness personality, and was the culprit of the YouTube headquarters incident. At around 12:46 p.m. PST, San Bruno's police received a report of an armed perpetrator at the YouTube headquarters. It seemed she was motivated by her displeasures at the policy of the YouTube channel that she maintained. She complained about YouTube on her website, writing that YouTube filtered her channel to keep her from getting views and that the company had demonetized most of her videos. She was responsible for wounding 3 people and the passing of 1 before unaliving herself. Otaku Studios. Andy Tucker, better known online as Otaku Studio, is an American former animation YouTuber known for making NSFWR on Twitter. On April 25th, 2019, Andy was arrested on charges of SA towards a minor. 2 years after, he was arrested again on charges of in a minor, and on March 21st, 2021, he was found guilty and is currently serving 10 years in jail. Alex Bissonnette. Alex Bissonnette is the mind behind the Quebec City mosque incident. He had a YouTube channel where he posted a range of videos, and his channel was still up on YouTube at around 2021, but has since been taken down to my knowledge. His most popular video was on the Ice Bucket Challenge, which garnered over 30,000 views. He was responsible for the passing of 6 people in the prayer hall in January 29th, 2017, and he was sentenced to life in prison on February 8th, 2019, without the possibility of parole. Class It Up 10. Jared Lee Yarner is an American college student also known as Class It Up on YouTube. On January 8th, 2011, he traveled to a supermarket where Gabrielle Guilford was holding a meeting with her constituents. Before anyone could react, he took her life while also being responsible for 13 injured and 6 of her passing. And this has been the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And also, if I've missed anyone, make sure to let me know, because knowing me, I've probably missed quite a few people, and if I've missed quite a few people, I could do a part 2. But you might have noticed I did tiptoe quite a lot around some of the words and some of the topics. That's because I don't want to get monetized. If I say too many crazy words or say too many crazy things in this video, it will literally get demonetized, meaning it won't get promoted or I won't make any money from this video. And I literally poured my whole week plus into this video. Also, I want more people to see it. Like, I want more views, bro. Come on. So please like, comment, subscribe, and also share. And if you watched this video to this long, let me know. I'm pretty sure this video is nearly an hour long, and I don't know how many people are going to sit down and watch a whole hour long video. So let me know. Good night.